Beneath the windswept skies of Nova Scotia lies a small, unassuming island. At first glance, Oak Island looks like nothing more than a patch of green in the Atlantic, quiet, ordinary, even forgettable. But for over 200 years, it has drawn the obsessed, the daring, and the desperate, all lured by whispers of a treasure so vast, so legendary, it could change the course of history itself. Pause. Yet Oak Island is not just a tale of riches, it is a tale of mystery, tragedy, and perhaps a curse. The story begins in the late 1700s, when a young boy named Daniel McGuinness wandered across the island and discovered a curious depression in the ground. It looked unnatural, as if the earth itself was hiding something beneath its surface. He returned with friends, and together they began to dig. What they found would ignite centuries of obsession. Just a few feet down, they discovered a layer of flagstones. Deeper still, they unearthed wooden platforms placed at precise intervals every 10 feet, as if a warning or a breadcrumb trail leading downward. It wasn't just a hole, it was a construction. Someone, long before McGuinness ever set foot on the island, had built this. They dug further, excitement swelling with each discovery, until water suddenly rushed in, flooding the pit and halting their progress. The treasure was there so close, but it was protected by a trap. Who had gone to such extraordinary lengths to hide something so deep underground? And more importantly, what was it? Dramatic effect. Gold, jewels, religious relics, or something far more dangerous? From that moment, Oak Island became an obsession that would stretch across generations. Wealthy investors, secret societies, and treasure hunters of every kind flocked to the island, each convinced they would be the one to solve its riddle. They dug shafts, tunneled through the earth, drained marshes, and constructed elaborate machines to combat the island's flooding traps. But Oak Island always fought back, each time the water came rushing in, as if the island itself was determined to protect its secrets. And with each attempt, lives were lost. Legends began to spread that the treasure was cursed and that 7 men must die before it would ever be found. To this day, 6 have already perished in pursuit of the prize. Pause. Theories about the island's treasure are as varied as they are extraordinary. Some believe it is the lost treasure of the Knights Templar, hidden away after their order was destroyed in the early 1300s. Others suggest it could be the fabled Holy Grail itself, or even the Ark of the Covenant, artifacts of unimaginable spiritual and historical power. There are whispers that it may contain manuscripts proving Shakespeare was not the true author of his plays, or even secret documents that could rewrite world history. More grounded theories propose pirate treasure, perhaps belonging to the infamous Captain Kidd, who was rumored to have buried great riches in hidden places. Yet none of these ideas have ever been confirmed. The pit remains silent, secretive, and unyielding. What makes Oak Island so compelling is not just the treasure, but the evidence scattered across its surface. Strange stone carvings have been found, etched with symbols that no one can fully decipher. Coconut fiber. a material foreign to Nova Scotia, has been discovered deep underground, suggesting distant travelers carried it here long before Europeans colonized the region. In one shocking discovery, parchment fragment sangent pieces of paper were found preserved in the earth, hinting at hidden manuscripts or long-lost records buried far below. And then there are the flood tunnels. Ingeniously designed, branching like veins from the sea, these tunnels were crafted centuries ago with an engineering skill that seems impossible for the time. Whoever built them didn't just want to hide something, they wanted to ensure it would remain hidden forever. Each attempt to reach the bottom only activates the defenses, flooding the pit again and again. It is as if the treasure itself has been guarded by a mind that knew the future, that knew men would come and would try and would fail. Yet, despite the centuries of failure, Oak Island refuses to release its grip on those who dream of unlocking it. And perhaps you, watching now, feel that same polar urge to know, to uncover, to solve the unsolvable. Pause. But before we dive deeper, let me ask you this. If you find yourself fascinated by hidden history, untold secrets, and mysteries that challenge everything we think we know, then make sure to like this video, share your theories in the comments, and subscribe to Mysteries of Time. Your support helps us keep exploring these dark corners of the past, where answers are rare and questions are endless. Because with Oak Island, questions are all we have. Why here? Why Nova Scotia? Who had the resources, the knowledge, the sheer audacity to bury something so deep, protected by such complex traps? Some believe it was the work of the Templars fleeing persecution in Europe and carrying their most sacred relics to the New World. Others point to the Spanish, who plundered vast treasures from the Americas' gold, silver, priceless artifacts and may have sought a hidden vault to secure them. There are even whispers of the Freemasons, secretive and powerful, using Oak Island as their ultimate stronghold. But the deeper you look, the stranger it becomes. Stories speak of glowing lights on the island at night, of strange shadows seen moving through the trees, as if guardians still watch over the treasure. Metal detectors and sonar scans reveal shapes deep underground, but when explorers try to reach them, the tunnels collapse or flood, as though the earth itself conspires against them. In one haunting case, a group of explorers drained a nearby swamp, believing it concealed a hidden shaft. What they found were stones arranged in the shape of a cross, perfectly aligned, stretching across the land. Was it a marker left by those who buried the treasure, or was it a warning? Even modern technology has struggled to break Oak Island's defenses. Advanced drilling, seismic surveys, ground-penetrating radar reach method offers glimpses, shadows, fragments of something extraordinary, but never the full truth. Some discoveries seem almost unbelievable. Reports of large wooden chambers, iron objects, even cavities filled with what may be gold. But just as the mystery seems close to resolution, the evidence slips away, hidden once again beneath mud and seawater. Pause. It is as if Oak Island laughs at us, daring us to try, only to remind us who truly holds the secret. And then there is the curse. That chilling prophecy that 7 men must die before the treasure will be found. For over 2 centuries, 6 lives have been claimed by accidents, collapses, and floods. Treasure hunters whisper that the island is waiting for the 7th. Skeptics dismiss it as coincidence, yet believers cannot ignore the pattern. If the prophecy is true, then perhaps the final revelation lies just around the corner, and with it, the price that must be paid. So, what do you think lies beneath Oak Island? Is it gold and jewels, a forgotten pirate hoard waiting to be unearthed? Or is it something far more powerful, knowledge, relics, or truths that could shatter our understanding of history? Maybe the curse itself is the treasure, a lesson written in tragedy to warn us that some secrets are never meant to be uncovered. Dramatic effect. Oak Island remains, even now, one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries, and perhaps that is its true power. The treasure is not what lies at the bottom of the pit, but the endless pursuit itself, the way it captures imagination, inspires obsession, and leaves us asking questions long after we turn away. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of one of history's darkest enigmas. If Oak Island has captured your imagination, then you won't want to miss our other explorations into the hidden corners of time. From the lost civilization of Atlantis to the secrets of the Nazca lines, the mysteries only deepen the further we go. Subscribe to Mysteries of Time, because the past still whispers on. Together, we will listen.